hello there, hello there, hello there, do you? Hello there, and how do you do? Thomas? Hello! Thomas was really excited to see all of you today. Second graders, you have not seen Thomas in a very long time, but first graders, you got to see Thomas a lot. Yup! And if Thomas is here, today we're going to have a little bit of a review day. A little bit of a review day, huh, Thomas? Okay, so what do you think a review means? I can review my ABCs. No, don't review your ABCs. They know their ABCs. I could review my shapes. Well, shapes are a good thing, but remember what class we're in. Thomas! We have to review drama terms. Oh, okay. Okay, so Mr. Thomas, I want you to think way back to earlier in the school year. Ding, 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 ding. Thinking way back. And I want for you to tell me and all the students out there, hello! I want for you to tell us, what are the parts of a story? I got it. You got it? I got it. Do you have it? Yup. You do. Yup. Okay, Thomas. What are the parts of a story? Once upon a time. No, that's telling a story. I don't get it. Thomas, how about you sit over here? There. Very good. The parts of a story, students, first and second grade students. Do you remember we had a plot mountain? We even had a little bit of a song, and we went through all the different parts of a story. You've been working really hard on characters the last couple of weeks, and very soon, it's already May, very soon, we're not going to be working on character work anymore. You're going to be thinking about stories of your own. All through the summer, you'll get to read stories, but I don't want you to just read stories. Drama is very creative. We get to use our own imagination. I want you to continue making your stories. So we want to review the parts of a story. The beginning of a story starts with exposition. Then we rise with the... Did you say it? You can do it. Think it through. Rise with the rising action. And we climb all the way to the climax. And do we stay there? We fall with the falling action. And we end, yes, we end with resolution, a solution. This week, students, we're combining our warm-up from last week, which was to do tableaus, a frozen picture. Okay, you can unfreeze. A frozen picture, and we're also creating a story. So the very first part of a story, the exposition, we meet who, we call it the character, and we meet where, and that is not the sitting, but the setting. So with you making your own story at home, I want you to think right now in your head. Who is your story about? Where is that character? And then they just stay there. They just stay there. Nothing else happens. Once upon a time, there was a super dog, and the super dog just stayed there. No, we have to have some rising action. So once upon a time, there was a super dog, or your character that you're thinking inside of your head. Do you have your character? Great, because that's going to be your assignment this week, is to tell Miss Kirkham is to write it down. The super dog is Miss Kirkham's character. So once upon a time, there was a super dog, and now we need something that was happening. Might be good to meet another character. Super dog was best friends with, or your character was best friends with. My character is going to be best friends with, who could we make my character be best friends with? Me! Thomas, sit back down. Okay. Super dog is best friends with Thomas. Okay? And then that's the end of the story. No. We need to after the rising action, we need to climb all the way to the climax, which is the most important part of the story. Something happens that will never be the same after that. Let's say that Thomas, what could happen to Thomas? I get stuck. You get stuck? What do you get stuck in? Oh, some goo. You get stuck in some goo. Oh, that sounds kind of gross. Gooey pudding. Oh, gooey pudding sounds pretty good. Thomas, have a seat. So once upon a time, there's a super dog. And he becomes best friend with Thomas. And Thomas gets stuck in some ooey, gooey pudding. Thomas being stuck would be our conflict. Remember, we use the word flick because if Miss Kirkham went around flicking people, it would be a problem. Is our conflict. Okay? So now that's the end. He just gets stuck there. We don't help him. No, we remember that we want to try to resolve and fix our problem, okay? We need some falling action. So maybe Super Dog can fly. Oh, maybe he's got like a little cape on and he can fly and save the day. And then the end, he flies to Thomas and gets him out in the end. We want a really nice ending. So maybe he flies and saves the day and then they all have a party to celebrate. So we have our beginning. We meet Super Dog, our character, but you're going to come up with your own character. We see where we're at, our setting. We have some action that rises. We come all the way to the part of the story that's never going to change. Well, I mean, that's going to change everything. Everything changes. Then we try to fix our problem with the falling action, and we have to wrap it all up. End with the resolution. You are going to come up with your own story this week, and then your job is to pretend to freeze at one part of the story. So if you were doing this story, you could freeze as Super Dog, or you could freeze as Thomas being stuck in the pudding, or you could freeze having a party later. Okay. Now, there are 3 ways to turn in your homework, students. Number 1, you can write out the whole story and you can have your adults upload to Microsoft Teams your story. That's step 1. So it could be a picture of your story, or it could be a Microsoft Word document of your story, some way to show me your story. The second option is that you created the story. You could send me a picture of your tableau. Remember your frozen picture. So you're writing a story and then you are creating a tableau, a frozen picture all on your own. Again, you can turn this in by either submitting the story or submitting a picture of you frozen in your tableau. You do not have to do both. The third option is for your adult to submit a signature saying, yes, my student did this. Okay. If you would really, really like to, an extra, this is only optional option, is for you to act it out. Super Dog saving the day with Thomas. I hope that you enjoy this reminder. So that way, as you're thinking of coming up with your own characters, you don't just come up with your characters. We've done a lot about thinking about how a character's feeling and why they're saying what they're saying, but I want you to remember how to put them inside of the story too. I hope you have a wonderful week. I cannot wait to see your stories. That's all for now. Goodbye.